How's it going, folks? I was planning on sharing a video with you guys that I shot yesterday for Bianca, just looking at the new fence, but I can't find it. And I also sent it through online via the phone, and what's come out the other end is fairly degraded. So I thought I'd brave the clay, the wet soggy clay, and do a bit of an update for you. I just joked with Gerwin that I'm going to come out of this about 6 inches taller due to the packing on of clay under the shoes, so we'll see how we go. Start out here up the top. So you know what that looks like. That's the aquaponics, and this is the fence. It's actually rather tall. It's 1.8 meters, and it's pretty much all following the level of this retaining wall up to that retaining wall, and then it's dropping down I think about 600 mil or 2 foot to go the rest of the property. But yeah, they haven't finished yet. Apparently they're going to come back and grade all this and sort it out. Go for a quick wander down the back, give you a bit of a look. It's actually, yeah, not too exciting. It's just fence, but I'll show you some of its features. Down the back here, they've managed to build the soil level up pretty high, and we've got another bit of posts there we can salvage and use later. Down the back here, they've dropped the fence down, so we've got a little bit of a height adjustment there, so it is sitting flush on these sleepers, just so we don't have anything come through. This side here there is a little bit of a gap. I just noticed there's a cut off bit of a sleeper there that I will salvage. We're looking at making some steps out of the little offcut, so I'll take him up the front. Down along the back here, all pretty good. We've got the sleepers in to the far, whoops, slipping, into the far fence. There is a bit of a gap there, so the guy left a sheet here. There's actually a few sheets out the front. And I've got some of the offcuts down there that I can attach it to the fence. The fencer didn't want to attach it to the fence because he said of liability issues. He wasn't aware that the next door neighbours want to pull that fence down anyway, and they're not too concerned. So he'd already finished up by the time we chatted, so I just let him go and I finished that off. Yeah, pawpaws are looking pretty good. Actually got a load of new ones coming on over here, and we haven't had much of a mildew issue with the pawpaws this season, which I'm pretty impressed about. I think mainly because they're a little bit more open here. Anyway, enough of that, show you the driveway. So down here at the bottom of the driveway, you may be able to make out that there's still a little bit of soil, too much soil on that side. What the owner said to do was bring some sleepers and bolt them on the outside of those sleepers up there, and that would lower the sleepers down a little bit, so when they cut that soil out and moved it elsewhere on the block, there would be a bit of a retaining wall there. Now the foreman, he came out, did a bit of a level across there, and he realised if he did that, basically attaching a sleeper on halfway on the outside, halfway up this one here, doing a little bit of a step out, it wouldn't be enough depth. So he actually dug down, used a jackhammer to break off some of the concrete around the post. There's more than enough, they're not going to fall over. And he's put in a whole new sleeper underneath that one, which is pretty much all what we wanted. If they, to bring it down to level, if they did their due diligence and actually profiled this first, brought it all down to driveway level, then put the posts in, they wouldn't have had that issue. It's all water under the bridge now. You can see 3 little dig-outs there, or dugouts. What we did is we set my laser level up just on the top of that concrete there and came across, measured down the appropriate amount to see if we would have enough retaining wall to bring it down to level. Oh, it's covered up now, but there's one mark just there, but there's another mark down there, probably about half an inch or 12 mil above the base of the sleeper, and that's where we want the soil profile to, just so next door soil doesn't wash out and doesn't create issues for them, and we don't get any extra debris here. That's the only reason we want it. So it looks like the new foreman knew what he was doing and he sorted that out. So now we're just waiting on them to come and profile everything. So once that's all profiled, we're looking at getting 2 concrete treads go all the way through here. We're not concreting this because with all the rain that comes through and a heavy deluge, it just create a torrent through here. So we're using the rock that was around the aquaponics in between the tyre treads, and that will let the water hopefully slow down and sink through into the soil. So that's the plan anyway. And yeah, the back gate will be coming out pretty much all round about there. We'll have 2 gates that open out this way. because this is pretty much a wasted area here anyway. So that's the plan, and you can sort of see what the water's doing here. They did cut down a little bit here, so at the moment the water's sort of trying to go down that way, but they need to move all this waste here into behind the retaining walls and profile that little channel down there, which I discussed with the owner when he came out and did the first quote. So there you go, that's where we're up to here with the landscaping. Oh, I don't have a rain gauge at the moment, but that's how much rain we've had this morning in the last hour or two. So a nice little drop for the patch. Apparently it's feeding time at the zoo, so I should probably wrap this up quick, hey? There's another baby Maggie sitting over there. So yeah, overall we're pretty happy with the way that fence looks. And just to give you a bit of a look at the backdrop down here now have a nice big grey fence that will hopefully have plants in front of it very soon. Oh, and by the way, Bianca and I are taking this shade cloth down and we're moving a few bits and pieces down around the back here this week and over the weekend, and this week's clip will probably be looking at what we're doing down here. Not that we'll be creating any gardens until all that's filled in, but just the plans. And I am going to start working on the animations for the bell siphon clip. I want to do some more of them, so I want to make that a nice polished clip, so down the road they could possibly use some of the footage and guides that they want to build for me. So yeah, that's where we're up to. Might as well start at the beginning again. Yeah, and that reminded me I need to find the rain gauge and find somewhere to set it up, probably on the top of the post right there, I reckon. So I will leave it there. I do hope you folks are all well and happy, and I will catch you later on in the week. Cheers folks.